Obviously, Premier League, all right, we're not Euro snobs, but Premier League is the elite standard, and obviously there's teams that build up, and you watch Man City that build up their attacks all the time, and they do so really precisely and with a fair bit of methodology to it. Yet when you watch us build up, it looks like a foreign concept. It looks like we don't know what to do, other than the default for, all right, Ollie Sale, you get the ball and you just hoof it long. There doesn't seem to be any sort of plan.
You take any top tier ball playing side in Europe, and there's one thing that I noticed that they all do with their formation. Every single one of them, you can correct me in the comments if there is one that doesn't do it. Every single one of them plays with a double. There's two things. They play with a double pivot, and they play with central midfielders ahead of their double pivot. You look at least one midfielder ahead of the double pivot. I think we are one of the only sides that I've seen that tries to play this sort of progressive modern style of build-up play without meeting those two criteria. Because we have the double pivot, sure, but we don't have the players ahead of the double pivot. So how can you play out when you move your fullbacks up into areas where they look to receive side passes from those double pivots? Where can they then go to from there?
The distances are too big and we're too passive.
No, but that's another thing, is that it's impossible to play out, because when we are playing out, we have Pennington dropping in to essentially make a back three. So then there's one pivot there. So we've got a single pivot. We've then got wider fullbacks. We've got wingers hugging the touchline and two strikers. There's no other support in that midfield there. Yeah. So how do you plan on building up your play there? You are setting yourself up to just boot it long and then try and win a knock-on.
The only options that were there for Ollie Sale was the chip to the fullback, which is probably what Western Sydney were wanting to do anyway, because they had the centre-backs covered. Brillante was stepping up on Amos, and again, our build-up play, I found this bizarre, right? But we're one of the teams that in the league that frequently goes long, yet we have the worst long ball accuracy. Yeah. Despite having a high proportion of our total passes being long balls, and then when we try playing it through the thirds, we just look so uncomfortable, and that's been a problem since the start of the season.